So this is my assignment 2 explanation. In my main class, the calculator class, I have two main method, the method run, method string to expression tree, and some small method that I made to help me running the program. So method is operator, basically checking to see if the token is equal to any operator in this operator. Method is valid sign, checking to see if there's anything outside of these value right over here. For example, like a square bracket and uh, this sign won't be valid. Method precedent, basically check precedent of operators. Method E parentheses, checking to see if it's left parentheses or right parentheses. So in method run, I have a scanner and then scan everything in string A. If A can't contain the format x equal with something or variable equal with value, then I would separate the variable and the value, put it in the hash table. Else put everything in the expression tree and pass it through the second method. Second method, string to expression tree to created two stacks, one for operand and one for operator. You have to initialize two temporary value and a for loop. This piece of code right over here is checking syntax error. The first if statement would be is valid sign token I. If token I does not match all of these, then it would create a syntax error. If any value that does not match one of these, then it would create a syntax error. If token I matches, this rejects a piece of code reference to Geeks for Geeks. Uh, it's basically checking to see if token I is a letter or not. If it is a letter, then check to see if that token I exists in the hash table or not. And then create expression tree, and then create expression tree with token I as root and the value of the root. Push that new created tree to a tree stack. Else, if the token I does not match any value or any key in the hash table, then syntax error, variable is not defined. Else, if token I matches these, rejects a piece of code, basically checking to see if token I is a number. Store the value of token I in the temporary value variable, and then create a new tree with a single node with token I and then value of token I. So it's basically the same thing. Push that, then push that new tree to the tree stack. Else, if the token is parentheses, if token is the left parenthesis, we push it into the stack. If it's the right parentheses, then we would check to see if the up stack is empty or not. If it's empty, then it's an error. Initially a while loop. So this while loop basically merge and pop everything out until it sees the left parenthesis, match with the right parentheses. After that, pop the left parentheses out. Else if token I is an operator, if obstack is empty, push the token in. If the item on top of obstack is left parentheses, then you push the token in the obstack as well. In here I have precedent checking. If the item on top of the stack is equal or greater than the item in token I, then create new expression tree, pop two item from the tree stack, and then merge it up, create a new tree with the item on top of obstack as the root. Push token I back in because we haven't touched token I yet, and then push that newly created tree in the tree stack. This is basically for syntax error. Else if token I is the item on top of the stack is less precedent, has lower precedent than token I, then you would just push the token I in the obstack, like in the algorithm that you set in your instruction. Okay, so after you finish the for loop, if there's any item inside the tree stack and obstack, then you would create a tree, pop any item left over, and then merge it up. Push that tree into the tree stack, and the only item we have left is the completed tree in the tree stack. So before merging, if any item, if there's only one item in tree stack, it's a syntax error because we must have more than one item in the tree stack. This one is basically checking to see if there's a leftover left parentheses in there, and then return the completed tree. And then in method run, I run the tree through the evaluate method. There's two methods. One main evaluate method. The main evaluate method is in the binary node, and then the helper is in expression tree. Okay, so evaluate, really simple. Pass a binary node through evaluate. If create two temporary variable. If the node is an operator, equal with false, then it means that the node is it's a number, it's a value. Then return the value. If the node is an operator, then recursively calling the left child and the right child and set that value to value left and value right. If the value in A is equal with plus, then I would do value left plus value right. If it's equal with minus, then return value left minus value right, and so on. After that, just return the value of A. And then in expression tree, I just pass root through method evaluate, and that should be it. Thank you for listening, Professor. Have a wonderful evening.